What's happening, everybody? It's time for another NFL Total Chaos. It's going down on Sunday, October the 19th. Welcome to Picks and Parlays. I'm your host, Allie Burns. With me today, I've got two expert handicappers that I plucked right off of the picksandparlays.net site. I'm pitting them head to head and giving them 5 NFL games that are going down, like I said, this Sunday, October the 19th. And they're going to tell me, are they going over or under the total? With me today, I've got the champ. Timothy Earl went 5-0 against a 4-1 Terry Edelman last week. That was a total chaos for the books. You guys only disagreed on one. Tim, you hit all of yours. Terry, he just missed out. How you feeling to be the champ, man?
Oh, well, maybe I get some competition. No. All respect to Terry. No, it's always fun because I only can seem to beat Terry. Everybody else beats me, so hopefully I can kind of get off that bugaboo. But no, I'm excited to be back. Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, your opponent today is none other than the man, the myth, the legend, Sniper West. How's it feel to be going up against a 5-0 Tim Earl today?
Man, that's a tough egg to crack right there. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, I think we differ on a couple of games here. We're kind of talking pregame, but yeah, I think if we agree on 3, we know we're kind of on the right track as it goes. So
that's a good call. That's a good call. All right, well, let's get this party started, everybody. We're going to start you off with the Colts at the Chargers. This is a 4:05 Eastern game. Colts are 5-1 on the season. Chargers are 4-2. Colts have gone 3-2 to the over in their last 5 games. Chargers have been 4-1 to the under in theirs. The total on this one opened at a 44.5. It's ticked all the way up to a 48.5. Tim Earl, you're the champ, so you go first. Do the Colts and Chargers go over or under 48.5 points?
Yeah, real quick, who had the Colts being 5-1?
I did not.
I did not. I don't know what's going on. They're bringing back the Peyton Manning days of some sort now. No, this should be a good offensive matchup. I like the over in this one. We've seen the Colts go and be able to do a bunch of offensive weapons and Daniel Jones. So that's been very interesting to see him. I mean, he got out of the Giants system, so you leave the Giants, you become better. You leave New York, you become better. So obviously you've seen that. So we've seen good offensive there. And Herbert, it's only a matter of time until he gets back on the train with some more offense. So I think this one's a good one to go over with.
All right. Sniper West, do you agree? Does it go over or under the total?
Yeah, I do agree. So, you mentioned the Colts are 3-2. I think they're 3-3 actually, as far as the totals go this year. But it's funny, man. They should be 6-0 if you think about it, because they put up 33, 29, 41, 20, and 40, and then 31 points. So this offense is really good. Danny Pesos is now officially Danny Dollars. That's what I call him now. Nice. But that game that was 20 points, though, that should have been 27 because that's when Adonai Mitchell dropped the ball at the 1-yard line, right? So this team, I mean, they just put up a ton of points. The Chargers, they do have a good defense. But, the Rams had a good defense, too. They had no problem moving the ball. Keep in mind, they are going back to SoFi. They just played the Rams in SoFi 3 weeks ago, so they are familiar with this environment. And, I think it's going to be a shootout here. Give me the over 48.5 between these two teams.
All right. You can have it. Up next, we are looking at the Giants and the Broncos. This is another 4:05 Eastern start. Giants are 2-4 for the year. Broncos are 4-2. Giants have gone under in 3 of their last 5. Broncos have gone under in their last 3 straight. This opened at a 42.5 and is ticked down to a 40.5. So the public definitely knows that. Sniper West, does it go over or under 40.5?
Well, like you said, both teams are trending to the under. The Broncos are 1-5 to the under. And why is that? Because they have a fantastic defense, right? They only give up 252 yards per game. That's good for second in the NFL. They're great versus the run and the pass. Jackson Dart, I know he's brought some energy to the team. He's actually played pretty well except for that Saints game. He turned the ball over twice in that Saints game. But, Bo Nix, I thought he was going to take the next step this year. I thought maybe he could be like a top 10, top 12 quarterback, but he has not panned out. He's not terrible, but he's not great either. He keeps missing the deep ball too. He has guys wide open down the field and he constantly overthrows them. So I think that happens again. It's a really low total here. I think it's set low for a reason. I like the under. I just think it's a tough environment for Jackson Dart to go into there with the altitude and everything in Denver. So give me the under here, 40.5 between the Giants and Broncos.
All right. Tim Earl, do you agree or disagree with the under 40.5?
I'm going to agree, and I'm going to add one more point to it because I know you mentioned Dart playing in Mile High, so that's going to be a rookie playing in altitude for the first time. How about the Denver Broncos coming back from London? I think that's a really bad spot for the Broncos as well. I could look, if you're looking aside, you could look towards the Giants a little bit because that's a big number, 7.5, especially when a team's coming back from overseas. I think it could be a really tricky spot for the Broncos. I like the under as well. Keep in mind, this is a Broncos team that scored, 13 points versus the Jets last week. So, yeah, I'm going to take this one under.
All right, there we go. We agree on that one. Okay, moving right along. But before we do, I do want to remind you guys, do us a solid, hit that like button, give us the old thumbs up, subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit the bell for notifications, and then follow us on social media at Picks Parlays. Very important. If you guys have any opinions about the games we're covering or just opinions on the games in general, opinions on my hat, opinions on Tim's hair, just drop it into the comment box below. We want to know what you guys are thinking. All right. We want to know. We want to get in those heads. Okay. Up next, we've got the Packers and the Cardinals. This is a 4:25 Eastern start. Packers are 3-1-1. Cardinals are 2-4. Green Bay has has an interesting last 5 games. They've scored 27 points in 3 of their last 5 games. The total on this one is a 44.5. Tim Earl, is it going over or under 44.5 when the Packers take on the Cardinals?
I like the under in this game. We look at last week. I said that obviously I said Bengals team total under. It did not hit. You had a garbage time touchdown with 4 minutes to go that put it over. So unfortunate. We were sitting at 27-10, I believe, or whatever, and they got a touchdown 2-point conversion in garbage time. I don't think you're going to see that here. You're going to – and I'm wondering whether or not Kyler Murray is even going to play. Even if he is, I think that the Green Bay Packers defense is one of the better ones in the NFL, and I think they can slow down the Cardinals team, and maybe Packers win this one 24-10, something in that range.
All right. Sniper West, your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm on the other side of the fence here. So, Jacoby Brissett, he had a great game. It was, 2 touchdowns, 27 of 44, 320 yards. It's pretty good, as Larry David would say, right? But, Kyler is 50-50 to play here. I don't really care who plays. I don't care if it's Kyler or Jacoby. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game between both these teams. And as you referred to, Allie, 27, 10, 40, and 27. That's Green Bay's totals, their games this year. That 40-point game was that Cowboys game when they tied.
Yeah, the overtime.
That just goes to show you their defense can give up a lot of points, and they can score a lot of points offensively. That 10-point game is when they played the Browns, and the Browns defense is arguably one of the best in the NFL, right? So it's hard to fault them for that. But I just think it's going to be a game where it's, back and forth affair, a shootout, a barn burner, if you will. I like the over here in the desert. Give me the over between these two teams. We have 44.5.
All right, beautiful. Okay, before we get to our next one, I want to tell you guys about the promo going on over at picksandparlays.net. It's called our Weekend Warrior Pass. You can pick any one of our Picks and Parlays handicappers. You can pick any 5 of them. You can pick as many as you want. You're just going to pay $49 a pop. But what that $49 gets you, you pick any capper you want. You're going to get every one of their Saturday football plays, their Sunday plays, and as a bonus, any football plays that happen on Monday. So that's 3 days of handicapping for you for only $49. Pick any capper you want. Head over to picksandparlays.net and score on that deal. All right, up next, we've got the Commanders at the Cowboys. 4:25 Eastern start. Commanders are 3-3 on the year. They've gone over in their last 3 out of 5. Cowboys are 2-3-1. They've gone way over in 4 of their last 5. 57 at Carolina, 59 at the Jets, 80 in overtime at the Packers, 77 in overtime with the Giants. It's one of those things, the total here is 55.5. Is the line inflated or are the bookies on point? It opened at a 53.5. So it's ticking on up. Sniper West, what's your analysis on this one?
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I think I might be wrong, but I think this is the highest total of the entire NFL season. Probably justifiably so. So the Cowboys defense is terrible. We all know that. They give up 411 yards per game, which is just absurdly bad.
That's a lot of running. That's
a lot of points. So obviously the Commanders, they're off the loss to the Bears on Monday Night Football. They want to bounce back here. I think Jaden Daniels plays well. He did not play all that well, against the Bears on Monday Night Football. Washington does run for 151 yards per game. A lot of that is because of Jaden Daniels, moving the chains and everything. One thing to keep in mind here, we probably do get scary Terry McLaurin back for Washington, and we probably get CeeDee Lamb back for Dallas, which I think is going to bode well for both offenses. And I think it's going to be an up and down affair. I think it's going to be a shootout. I mean, keep in mind, Dallas has hit 80 points in 2 games this year, and I think it probably happens here again. So give me the over 55.5.
Oh, you just got me very excited about this game. All right, Tim Earl, keep my excitement going or let me down gently. Okay.
They could put this total at 60. I'm still taking the over. It's like going and trying to bet overs in Coors Field. Runs are going to get scored. Points are going to get scored in Dallas Cowboy games. They set it up in the beginning of the year. Dak Prescott is a great quarterback. I know a lot of people won't mention him because they don't like him. He's overpaid or whatever. He is a fantastic quarterback. He's going to score points on offense. And the defense does practically nothing. You can look at it that way. I easily think this one could hit 60s, even 70s in this one. So if you're going after some player props as well, look towards the Cowboys game.
Ooh, I like that. We do have a player prop drop scheduled just a little bit later in the day. Sniper Wes is going to be giving you his 5 best plays for the Thursday night football game. So keep your little peepers out for that video as well. And again, that's why you want to like and subscribe and follow and do all the things so you're never missing any of our free content. All right, last one for the round. We're talking the Falcons at the 49ers. This is an 8:20 Eastern start. The Falcons are 3-2. 4 of their last 5 games have gone under. The Niners are 4-2. Last 3 in a row have gone over. 4 of the last 5 have gone over. The total on this one has jumped up 3 points to a 47.5. Tim Earl, the champion, does it go over or under 47.5?
Let's take this one over. I know the Falcons have gone under in 4 out of 5, and that's fine. They've played good defense for most of their games besides that Commanders game. But they are coming off of a big win against the Buffalo Bills, and they only allowed 14 points to the Bills. I think that you're going to see a little bit more given up to the Niners. Bills just haven't looked good offensively the last couple of weeks. And I could see the Niners putting up some points as well. Obviously, we've seen this line tick up a little bit, which kind of helps me out a little bit as well. I think this one could hit into the 50s. So I did take the over in this one between the Falcons and the Niners.
All right, Wes, what do you got?
Well, I am going to differ here. I think we only differ on 2 games. So I like the under, and I get that it's ticking
3, up. So.
There you go. And I get it's ticking up. So, maybe I'm fading the public a little bit here. I'm not quite sure, but who are the Atlanta Falcons? Are they the team that beat the Commanders and the Bills, or are they the team that lost 30-0 to the Panthers? I think they're probably somewhere in the middle, right? One thing I had to double check this because I couldn't quite believe it, but Atlanta is only giving up 140 passing yards a game, which is pretty impressive. And that's versus the Buccaneers, Vikings, Panthers, who can throw the ball a little bit, the Commanders, and the Bills. So it's not like they played any crappy quarterbacks, right? So their pass defense has been pretty good. As it relates to San Francisco, no Nick Bosa, no Fred Warner. That actually probably bodes well for, the other side. But I think it's going to be next man up, to be honest with you. George Kittle, by the way, he might be coming back here. Purdy's probably still out. But Mac Jones, he's been serviceable. He's actually had a couple really good games. But that Atlanta passing defense, I think they're going to give him a rough time. And I just think it's an under type of game. It's Sunday Night Football. I love the last game on the board taking the under because the public's always on the over. That's probably what's going to happen here. It might even go up more, to be honest with you. So if you want the under, I'd probably wait. If you wanted the over, it would have been better if you got it earlier, obviously. But I'm going to go under here, and I'm going to, take the Falcons and Niners under the posted total.
All right, there we go. There you have it. That's your round of total chaos. Now, I am going to do a recap if you guys are just joining us. But first, I do want to introduce you to both of our handicappers. They're both on the Picks and Parlays leaderboard. People at home, it's a real thing. Tim Earl, you were 5-0 last week. over on the Picks and Parlays leaderboard, you are number 3 in the NHL so far this season. How you feeling? How you feeling about this NHL season? I know you're looking forward to some college basketball, but you're hockeying, man. I see you over there. You're hockeying.
Yeah. No, Nick, no problem. We're having a nice start to the hockey season. So yeah, I'm excited about that one. We still got a couple games left of baseball, so that's pretty much done. College basketball is coming up soon. NBA is coming up soon. NFL is in full swing. College football is in full swing. Running hot with some trifectas on the site. I've done 9 trifectas to a 25-2 record. So I'm gonna keep running with those. And I have one on Saturday, so make sure you guys check it out.
I want a trifecta. That sounds fantastic. That sounds super exciting. Okay, so that's what Tim Earl's got going on. He's a big high volume bettor. So if you want a lot of plays, he's going to be your guy. I know Sniper West, you're a high volume bettor too. People at home, if you want a weekend warrior pass, if you're going to spend the $49, get a guy who's a high volume bettor so you get a lot of plays. Sniper West over on the site. Let me check my papers here. You are number 2 in college football over the last 3 days. You're number 1 in the MLB in the last 3 days. And I believe you were number 2 in the WNBA, even though that season is over. Let's go Aces. So you're kind of crushing it over at the site as well. Tell the people what to expect when they get Sniper West's best bet.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you get Tim and my package, you might break your fingers putting in your plays because we both put a lot of plays in. I do UFC as well. I do CFL. I've been crushing the CFL this year. UFC has gone really, really well as NBA is right around the corner. College basketball, love college basketball, NHL, baseball. It'll be over soon. And baseball is my favorite sport. So go Dodgers, by the way, if you can't tell. But everything's been going well, and just looking forward to the end of October and finishing out football, and great time of year. I think we have football every single day for about the next 42 days as well. So great time of year.
God, we're gonna need like a self-help program or something to wean ourselves off of the football. Oh, they call that college basketball. That's how you wean yourself off of football. March Madness, that's how. Okay, guys, so like I said, picksandparlays.net, find the weekend warrior, Tim Earl, Sniper West, both great bets, and both with a ton of bets if you're going to get that pass. Okay, now it's time for the recap. The Colts are at the Chargers. It's 48.5. Both of these guys are going over. Giants and Broncos, we're taking it under the 40 and a hook. When the Packers take on the Cardinals, the number's 44.5. Tim is going under. Wes is going over. Commanders at the Cowboys, 55.5. Tim says it could be 65.5. He doesn't care. They're both taking this game over. Falcons and 49ers, it's a 47.5 on your Sunday night football. Tim says it's over. Wes says it's under. That's how we're playing this round of NFL Total Chaos. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. As always, don't forget to jam on that like button on your way out. And like I always say, may the best capper win.